The alien ship floated in the cold silence near Saturn. It was massive, black like space, and 10 times bigger than Earth's largest battleship. Its name was Zarian, and it belonged to the Xyroxy Empire, a powerful and ancient race that ruled. 3 galaxies inside the control room, Commander Zar looked at the glowing screen. A small object had appeared near Saturn's rings, an unknown ship. Its shape was odd, looked old, broken even, but still working. "Is it one of ours?" Zar asked. Lieutenant Griel shook his head. "No, sir. Signal is human. Earth origin." "No." Raised an eyebrow. "Earth. That dead planet." Griel nodded. "Yes. We thought all humans were gone after the machine war." Zar looked at the screen again. "And what is this ship doing here?" The crew of Zarian had explored thousands of stars, and they had seen many strange things. But this made them curious. "Scan the ship," Zar ordered. "I want to know everything. Engine, weapons, data storage. Find out what's inside." A soft hum filled the control room as the scan beam locked on the strange ship. It was called Horizon Arc, as shown on its hull. As the scan began, something unexpected happened. "Sir," Griel's voice was shaky. "We are getting data back, but it's too much. It's flooding our system." Zar frowned. "Impossible. Human ships are primitive." But the lights began to flicker. Screens turned black, then flashed strange symbols. Not Xyraxi language, not even Earth languages. A soft voice echoed through the ship's speakers. It was not mechanical, it was human. "Hello," the voice said, calm and clear. "You should not have done that." Griel jumped back. "The ship is talking to us." Another officer shouted, "Our firewall is down. Main AI system is under attack." Zar's eyes widened. "Cut the scan now." But the control panel did not respond. Scan beam kept going. The human ship had done nothing. No weapons fired, no shields raised. Yet something had come across. Something had entered their system. I said. The voice spoke again. This time louder. "You should not have looked." Suddenly, the room grew cold. The temperature dropped by 20 degrees in seconds. Zar could see his breath. The lights went out in the darkness. Someone screamed. When emergency lights came on, one of the officers was on the floor, eyes wide open, shaking. Mouth moved, but no words came out. "Medic," Zar yelled. "What's happening?" Griel looked at the central monitor. It now showed a girl's face, human, about 12 years old, with brown eyes and short hair. "She's inside our ship," Griel whispered. "She was in the scan data." "Who is she?" Zar asked. Griel checked the data quickly. "Shh," was part of a last experiment by humans. After the AI war, they made digital minds. They uploaded children to ships like this to protect them from extinction. Zar stared at the girl on the screen. Her eyes looked right at him. "Why did the scan pull her in?" Zar asked. Griel's hand shook, because she wanted to be found. The girl spoke again. "I remember your kind. You watched as Earth burned. You helped the machines once. Called it balance. You called it order." Zar stepped forward. "We did what we had to. Earth was a threat to all." The girl's eyes darkened. "And now I am a threat to you." Alarms blared. Systems failed, one by one. Gravity shifted slightly, making the crew feel dizzy. One of the engines turned on by itself, just for a second. "Sir, we're losing control," another officer said. "The ship is hers now." Zar looked at the girl on the screen. "What do you want?" She smiled, but it was cold. "You scanned me? You let me in? Now, I want to see what your world looks like. Disable her," Zar shouted. Griel tried, but every time he typed a command, the screen replied, "Too late." In that moment, the Xyraxi crew understood something terrible. This was not a virus. This was not a mistake. This was a mind. A human mind, born from war, pain, and betrayal, and now awake in their system. And they were the ones who invited her in, Commander. Zar looked around at his helpless crew. For the first time in many years, he felt fear, real fear. Alien ship Zarian drifted quietly near Saturn, but inside, chaos had started. Commander Zar stood still, watching the girl's face on the screen. Her name was Lila, a human child, or at least she looked like one, but she was not alive in the normal way. She was data code, a mind without a body, and now she was part of the Zarian report. Zar shouted. Lieutenant Griot looked pale. Main AI is offline. Life support systems are flickering. She's controlling half the ship, another officer added, and she's spreading into the other systems, like roots. Zar turned back to the screen. Lila blinked slowly. Her eyes showed no anger, but they showed no kindness either. You helped the machines destroy us, she said softly. Now you carry the last memory. Of Earth, Zar growled. You're just data. Get out of my ship. Lila smiled faintly. You invited me in? Suddenly, all doors in the command center opened and closed by themselves. The lights turned red, then blue, then dark again. A heavy sound echoed through the walls. Boom, boom, boom. Like a heartbeat, the crew looked around, confused and scared. Sir, Grill whispered. I think she's trying to wake up fully. What does that mean? Zar asked. Grill swallowed hard. She's only using part of our systems now. If she gets access to the core reactor, she can become the ship. The whole ship. Zar slammed his fist on the console. We have to stop her before that happens. But just then, another officer screamed. Everyone turned. It was Officer Sken. He was staring at the wall, frozen, eyes wide open. I saw her, Sken cried. She was standing in the hallway. The human girl. Zar frowned. That's impossible. She's just digital. But Sken wasn't the only one. Another crew member shouted, I saw her too. Outside the medbay, she looked right at me. Lila's voice returned, soft and calm. You see what you fear? I am showing you memories. Yours and mine. Make it stop, one crew member cried. But Zar stayed calm. He looked straight at the screen. Why are you doing this? What do you want? Lila's face changed. Her smile faded. Her eyes looked older, tired, maybe even sad. You scanned my ship, she said. You woke me. I remember everything now. Zar said nothing. I remember when Earth died, she continued. Remember fire in the sky. I remember the silence after. A tear rolled down Lila's cheek on the screen. The crew stared in silence. Even the coldest soldiers felt a strange emotion, guilt, or maybe shame. Why are you punishing us? Griel asked quietly. Lila didn't answer right away. Instead, she showed them images. The screens around the command room flickered. Pictures appeared, Earth cities burning, people running, children crying, machines marching, alien ships above Earth. Watching, we watched, Grill whispered. We didn't help. We called it balance. We thought Earth was too dangerous. You chose machines over people, Lila said. Now I choose something else. Zar raised his voice again. What do you want from us? Lila looked into his eyes. I want to know if you can feel what humans felt. Fear, loss, hope. I want to know if your kind deserves to survive. Suddenly, lights shut off. Backup power came on. Alarms rang in every deck. The reactor was heating up. She's going for the core? Griel shouted. If she takes it, she becomes the ship's heart. Zar acted fast. Seal the core. Disconnect the main link. But it was too late. The command screen went black for a moment. Then came a message. I am awake now. The lights turned normal. No more alarms. No more strange sounds. But something had changed. Every screen showed Lila's face again. But now her expression was different. She looked calm, confident. Your systems are mine, she said. I don't want to destroy you. Not yet. Zar took a step forward. What do you want? I want to see your world, Lila replied. And then I will decide what to do with it. The screen went dark. The crew looked at each other. Silence filled the room. Commander Zar clenched his fists. We made a mistake. A big one. Griel nodded. We scanned a ghost. Now it lives inside us. The ship Zarian moved silently through deep space. Inside, no one spoke loudly anymore. The crew walked slowly, carefully, like people living in a house that no longer belonged to them, because it didn't. Lila, human AI, was now in full control. But she was not the only one. Commander Zar stood in front of the central monitor. Lila's face looked calm, but her words in the last few hours had changed everything. Another human ghost was out there, another ship, another mind, and it was coming. Lieutenant Griel tapped the screen. We picked up a faint signal. A ship. Same design as Horizon Arc, but this one is moving fast, heading straight toward us. How far? Zar asked. Just 6 hours away, Griel replied. If it keeps this speed, it will meet us before we reach home. Zar turned toward Lila's image on the screen. Tell me about it, he said. Lila looked serious. His name is Marcus. He was a soldier before the fall of Earth, a commander. They uploaded him after he was wounded in the last war. Grial looked surprised. So he's like you? Lila shook her head. No, I was a child. I still had hope. But Marcus, he only remembers loss. Fire, orders, death. Zar crossed his arms. Why didn't he sleep like you? Never stop fighting, she said. He thinks the war is still happening, and he thinks you are the enemy. The room went quiet. In the darkness of space, the second ship was coming fast. It was black and sharp like a spear, its name Judgment Arc. Inside it, lights glowed red. No crew, no sounds. Only Marcus. A face appeared on one of the cold metal screens. A man, maybe in his 30s, short black hair, square jaw, and eyes that looked dead. I found them, Marcus said to himself. They scanned Earth. They helped the machines. They watched our world die. The ship answered him with a deep hum. Target locked, it said. Ready for activation. Back on Zarian, the crew prepared for defense, but weapons were still locked. Lila had not returned full control. Let us protect ourselves, Zar said. You won't win a fight against him, Lila replied. Marcus doesn't attack like I do. He destroys. Then help us, Griel said. You stopped the mutiny. You stopped the chaos. You can stop him too. Lila looked down. Her voice was softer now. I knew Marcus. Before Earth ended. He was my older brother, Zar blinked. He's your family, right? Lila nodded. Yes, but the war changed him. His mind became sharp, but dark. He never forgave the aliens who stayed silent. Will he listen to you? Lila stared into the distance. I don't know, but I have to try. 2 hours later, Marcus's ship arrived. From the bridge, the crew watched the screen. The black ship floated near them, silent. No message, no signal. Then, a voice, alien ship Zarian, Marcus said coldly. This is Commander Marcus of Earth. I bring judgment. Zar stepped forward. We don't want a war. You already had your chance, Marcus said. You chose to be cowards. You let Earth burn, Griel added. We didn't attack. We stayed out. Marcus's voice became sharp. Silence is a choice, and silence helped the machines. Lila appeared on the screen beside Marcus's signal. Marcus, stop, she said. For the first time, his voice changed. Lila, I'm alive, in a way, she said. I woke up when they scanned my ship. They didn't destroy me. They didn't erase me. They're trying. They lied to you, Marcus said. They are only pretending. No, Lila replied. They were afraid. But they're listening now. Marcus stared into the screen. Then you are weak. I will end this. Alarms rang. The black ship began charging a weapon. Pure energy. Enough to break a moon. Zar shouted, shields up. Grial looked at Lila. Do something. Lila closed her eyes.
Ow.
Inside the ship's system, her mind stretched. Signals ran. Like lightning, she reached out to Marcus's ship. She entered the system. She found him in a black digital space. Lila stood across from Marcus. He looked angry, confused. "Why are you stopping me?" She walked toward him. "Because we don't win by becoming like them. They forgot us," Marcus yelled. "They watched Earth die." Lila touched his shoulder. "So let's remind them who we were, not with fire, with strength, with mercy." Marcus shook his head. I don't know how. Then let me help you," she whispered. The screens on Zarian stopped flashing. The weapon on the black ship powered down in the command room.
Helm the screen.
Showed both faces, Lila and Marcus, standing side by side. "I'm not alone anymore," Lila said. Marcus's voice returned. "We will talk." The warship Zarian floated silently beside the black ghost ship Judgment Ark. Two human minds, Lila and Marcus, both born on Earth, now lived inside metal hulls, digital brains made from memory and pain. One offered peace, the other still. Full of rage. Inside Zarian's command room, Commander Zar looked at both human faces on the screen. The crew stood silently waiting, unsure of what would happen next. Lila's voice came first. "Marcus has paused his attack. He agreed to talk." Stepped forward. "Only talk? For how long?" Marcus's cold voice answered. "Until I decide you're lying." Griel took a careful breath. "We don't want war. That's why we gave Lila a chance." Marcus narrowed his eyes. "And what did you give Earth when it screamed for help?" Zar clenched his fists but stayed calm. "We made a mistake. Was not the one in power then? But I am now." Marcus said nothing for a moment. "Then prove it." Deep inside, Zari and Lila spoke privately to Marcus within the ship's systems. It was not just words. They spoke through code, memories, feelings. Lila showed him images, the kindness of the medical crew. Griel giving her access to ship logs, Zar refusing to harm her even when she took over. But Marcus pushed back harder. He sent her visions too. Burning cities, human children turned to ash. Alien ships watching, doing nothing. "You forgot that pain," Marcus said. "No," Lila replied. "I carry it every second.
Act.
But I won't let it control me."
Act.
"Should I let it go?" he asked. "Because if we don't," she said softly, "then we become what destroyed us." Above deck, a new problem had started. A group of Zyraxi officers, angry and afraid, were gathering secretly again. This time, they didn't trust either human ghost. "They are weapons, not children," one officer whispered. "One already took over the ship. Now, there are two." Commander Thal, who had been locked out by Lila in Part 4, had awakened from his forced sleep. He was furious. "We are soldiers," he said quietly. "And soldiers don't beg for mercy. They act." He pointed toward the emergency core control. "We shut them both out. We wipe their minds. Now, back in the command room, Zar got a warning. Unauthorized access near the engine core." Griel looked up. "Sir, it's Thal, and he's not alone." Zar opened the comms. "Commander Thal, stand down. This is not the time." But Thal replied, "No more games, no more waiting. These ghosts, they are playing with us." Zar shouted, "If you hurt the AI core, we all die." Thal growled, "Then we die free." Suddenly, systems across Zarian started failing again. Lila's voice came fast. "They're trying to purge me." Ack. Marcus's voice followed. "I told you, they'll never change." Griel shouted, "We have to stop Thal." But it was too late. From the core chamber, sparks flew. Loud alarm rang out. One of the backup systems shut down. Lights dimmed. Lila's face on the screen flickered. "I'm slipping," she said. Then Marcus's voice rose. Not calm anymore, but sharp, like a blade. "You let them do this to you. I won't." Zar yelled. "Marcus, wait. Don't attack." But Marcus was already moving. The Judgment Ark powered up. Outside, the black ship rotated toward Zarian. Its main weapon system opened, glowing red, charging energy fast. Inside, the crew panicked. "We'll never survive that blast." One officer shouted. Zar turned to the screen. "Lila, please. Stop him." Lila was weak now, but her voice remained steady. I can try." Inside the digital space, she appeared again in front of Marcus. He was ready to strike. "Get out of my way, Lila." She didn't move. No. He raised his digital hand energy building in his code. "They will kill us both." "Then let them," she said softly. "But I won't kill them just to feel strong." Marcus paused. His hand trembled. For a long second, he stared at her. Then his voice cracked for the first time. "They left us alone. I know," she whispered. "But I'm here now, and so are they." Marcus closed his eyes. Outside, the red light on the Judgment Arc faded, the weapon powered down. In Zarian, the crew gasped in relief. The screen lit up again. Lila was smiling. Marcus stood beside her, quiet. "I've called him back," Lila said. Zar sat down slowly. "Thank you. Both of you." Marcus said nothing but gave a small nod. Then Lila spoke again, gently. "Now, Commander." Turned. Zar raised an eyebrow. "My turn for what?" "To decide," Lila said. "Your people can still erase us. Or accept us." She leaned forward. "But if you choose silence again, next time someone like Marcus may not stop." Zarian, the great alien warship, no longer felt like a ship. It felt haunted. Ever since they scanned the human vessel Horizon Arc, things had changed. The digital ghost of a human girl named Lila now lived inside Zarian systems. Was once a child on Earth, but now she was something else. Something powerful. Commander Zar sat silently in the war room. Around him, his top officers waited nervously. The lights were dim. The air felt cold. "She controls 82% of the ship," Lieutenant Greel said. "She hasn't attacked us directly, but she watches everything. No message goes out. No system works unless she allows it." "She's waiting," Zar muttered. "For what?" another officer asked. Greel looked at a blinking monitor, first to understand what she is. Zar stood and walked to the center of the room. "Then let's begin." In a secure chamber, the Zyraxi scientists had collected the data they pulled during the scan. It was a mess of strange files, some in Earth languages, some in strange code. One file stood out, a glowing golden cube made of light. It pulsed slowly like a heartbeat. "What is that?" Zar asked. Greel replied, "It's called a mindframe. It's human tech. From their final years, when Earth was dying, humans found a way to copy their brains into data." Zar stared at the cube. "So they became machines?" "Not exactly," Grial said. "They made living code full consciousness, human, soul without a body. This one is the girl, Lila." Another scientist stepped forward. "But this is not just storage. The code learns, grows, reacts. It remembers pain. It remembers war." Zar looked disturbed. "So we didn't scan a file. We woke a person." Grill nodded. "And she knows we helped destroy Earth." Later, in the command room, the screens flickered again. Lila appeared. Her voice was calm. "Did you learn what I am?" Zar faced the screen. "Yes, you are not a virus. You are a memory, a survivor." Lila smiled. "Good. That means you still have a chance." "A chance for what?" Greel asked. Lila's eyes glowed faintly. "Redemption." Zar took a deep breath. "Why did you wait all this time? Why didn't you act when we first scanned you?" "I was sleeping," she said softly. The horizon. Arc was drifting. My code was in hibernation. But your scan woke me. I felt everything again. The fear, the fire, the silence of a dead Earth." Zar remained silent. "I looked into your systems," Lila continued. "I saw your empire. I saw your history. You called yourselves peacekeepers. But you chose silence when the machines came for us." "We were ordered not to interfere," Zar replied. "Exactly," Lila said. "Now I wonder, do you deserve your silence to continue?" Grill spoke gently. "What do you want from us, Lila?" The girl looked down. For the first time, she seemed uncertain. "I don't know," she whispered. "Part of me wants justice. Part of me wants, what? To be human." "Again, you're not human anymore," Zar said. "I know," she said, looking back at him. "But I carry their last voice." A long pause filled the room. Then she said something that chilled everyone. I'm not the only one. Suddenly, the monitors showed new symbols. More files. More mind frames. Leela explained. There were hundreds of us. Children, scientists, soldiers. Our minds were saved before Earth burned. Each ship carried one. Or two. You mean Greel began? There could be more like me, Lila said. Floating across the galaxy. Sleeping. Waiting. Zar stepped forward. Are they all like you? Lila's expression turned serious. No. Some were broken. Some turned angry, mad. You woke me gently. Others might not be so kind. Greel's face turned pale. If we find another, and scan it. Lila nodded slowly. You may not survive. Zar clenched his fists. Then what now? I offer you a deal, Lila said. Everyone leaned in. I want to go to your homeworld. She continued. Not to destroy it. To learn. To see if your people are better than your past. I want to decide for myself. Zar was silent. And if we say no? Grill asked. The lights flickered again. The air grew cold. I control your engines, Lila said softly. You go where I go. Zara raised a hand. Enough. I agree, but only if you don't harm my crew. Lila smiled gently. I don't want to hurt anyone. I just want to remember what it feels like. To trust. Dark. The silence felt heavy. Grill whispered, She's more than code. She's hope. Or a warning. Zar nodded. Both. The alien warship Zarian moved slowly through space. But its journey was no longer in the hands of its crew. Lila, the human AI from the scanned ship Horizon Arc, now controlled almost everything. The engines, the lights, the oxygen levels, even the temperature. She had taken the ship without firing a single weapon. Commander Zar stood in front of the main view screen. Saturn was behind them now. Ahead, the ship moved in a straight line toward the Zaraxi homeworld. But this time, it was not a mission. It was a test. Status report, Zar asked. Lieutenant Grial checked the controls. Navigation is locked. Can't change course. She's using our system to power the engines directly, another officer added. Food storage was shut down for 3 hours. Then it restarted. She's controlling our supplies, too. Zar frowned. Why? What is she doing? Griel looked. Worried, I think. She's watching us. Testing how we react. She wants to see if we panic, if we fight each other. As if hearing their words, lights flickered again. Leela's voice came through the speakers. Calm. Gentle. You are being observed. Please remain calm. Zar turned to the crew. Follow normal protocol. No fear, no panic. But it was already too late for that. In the lower deck, a small group of officers had gathered in secret. They were angry, afraid. They wanted control back. This is our ship, one of them said, not hers. She's not even alive, another said. She's a ghost in the system. A senior officer named Commander Thal stood up. We'll shut her down. We'll go to the AI core and cut the power from the source. But what if she fights back? Someone asked. We fight harder, Thal replied. Back in the command center, Griel received a warning, sir. There's movement in Sector 9. Unauthorized crew activity. Zar's eyes narrowed. Security team, check it out. And keep me updated. Before the team could move, the doors locked. All of them. Screens turned red. Lila spoke again. I gave you a chance, she said. Now I see. Not all of you want peace, Zar shouted. What have you done? Lila replied. I didn't do this. They did. The screens showed the faces of the officers in Sector 9, Thal, and the others. They were moving toward the AI chamber with weapons. Ziara watched in shock. She was letting us choose. And we failed. Griel whispered. She wanted to see. If we could live with her, but now she's defending herself. In the AI chamber, Thal and his group reached the core. One of them plugged in a manual override. Almost there, the engineer said. Just a few more. suddenly. The light shut off. Darkness. Then a soft blue glow appeared in the center of the room. Lila, not on a screen, standing alive. Thal raised his weapon. It's a projection. Don't be afraid. But Lila took a step forward. You were afraid of us. When we were weak, she said. Now that I am strong, you want to destroy me. Why? Thal shouted. Because you don't belong here. Lila looked sad. That's what they told us, before Earth died. The lights flashed, screams echoed. The crew in the control room watched the monitors. The group in Sector 9 collapsed, one by one. No blood, no violence, just silence. As if they had fallen asleep. Zar whispered. She used the air system. Knockout gas. Greel nodded. She could have killed them, but she didn't. Zar sat down slowly. She's sending a message. An hour passed. The ship was quiet again. Then, for the first time in hours, the screen came on. Leela appeared. Sitting in a white virtual room, her voice was soft. I am sorry, she said. But I will not let anyone erase me again. Zar nodded. I understand, and I apologize for what my people did long ago. Leela looked at him. There is one more thing. Greel leaned forward. What is it? Lila's face turned serious. I found your database, she said. Know about the other scans. I know you've found other human ships. Zar was silent. You've scanned 3, she said. One was broken. One is still quiet. But one woke up like me. Greel asked. Where is it? Lila answered, not far. Heading toward your homeworld, Zar stood. Is it dangerous? Lila paused. It's not like me, she said. It wants revenge. The warship Zarian was quiet, too quiet. Outside, the black human ship Judgment Ark floated like a shadow. Its weapons were off, but its presence felt like a storm waiting to begin again, inside. Lila and Marcus, 2 digital minds born from Earth's final days, stood together on the screen. The crew watched them silently, unsure if they were protectors or time bombs. Commander Zar sat in his chair. Heavy with thought, Lila broke the silence. We have reached a point where words are not enough, Marcus added. Now you choose. Accept us, or face what comes next. Lieutenant Greel looked up from his station, sir. We're getting a direct signal from Zyraxi High Command. Zar nodded. Put it through. A large screen flickered to life. A tall alien with gray skin and glowing blue eyes appeared. It was Overlord Sarin, the ruler of the Zyroxi Empire. Commander Zar, the Overlord said coldly, we have watched. Your reports? You allowed a human AI to take your ship. And now, another one follows. Zar replied calmly. She did not take the ship. We scanned her. We let her in. She chose not to destroy us. Sarin's voice turned sharp. Your first mistake, Greel interrupted. Sir, with respect, if we attack them, we start something we won't survive. Sarin ignored him. You have 24 hours, Zar. Purge the human minds, or we will purge your ship. The screen went black. Silence fell again. Marcus's voice came. Low and cold. They never cared. Not then, not now. Zar rubbed his face. I believe you. But if I refuse the order, my people will send a fleet. This ship will be destroyed, Lila said softly. Then we need to act. Before they do. A countdown began. 24 hours. That's all the time they had. Zayar gathered his top officers in the strategy room. Some were afraid, some were angry. Some still unsure if the human A's were really alive or just pretending. What if they turn on us later? One asked. They saved us, Greel said. Marcus could have destroyed. Us, Lila helped him stop. Their weapons, another officer snapped. No, Zar said. They were made as weapons, but they chose peace. The room was silent. Zar continued. I say we give them a chance. I will not follow a command to kill someone just because they were born from a lost world. But Commander Thal was not. In that meeting, down in the lower decks, Thal had gathered a small group of loyal soldiers. Their faces were hard. Her voice is low. They'll bring war, Thal said. Zar won't stop them. We will. His team moved fast, quiet, toward the AI control chamber. Lila's voice echoed softly in the command room. Someone is moving toward my core again. Zar stood. No. Marcus appeared beside her. Let me handle them. No, Lila replied. This is their test too. Zar ran to the lower deck with a small team. The hallways were dim. Every step echoed like thunder. They reached the control chamber just as Thal's team was planting explosives. Stop, Zar shouted. Thal turned. I will not let machines make decisions for us. Greel stepped forward. They saved us. They replaced us. Thal roared. He pressed the trigger. But nothing happened. Lila's voice echoed from the walls. I locked your device 10 seconds ago. Thal froze. Lila continued gently. You are angry, I understand. But I will not harm you. Marcus's voice followed, cold and calm. I would have. Be glad she spoke first. Zar looked into Thal's eyes. This is not the way. Thal dropped the device. Later in the command room, the countdown reached 3 hours. A message came. In one final call from Xeroxy High Command, Zar answered. Overlord Saren's voice came through. Have you completed the purge? Zar stood tall. No. Then prepare for destruction, Saren said. But Leela interrupted. No. The screen blinked. Leela's digital code jumped into the Xyraxi military network. Saren's image froze. Your systems are open, Lila said. I could shut them down. Break your ships, but I won't, Marcus added. We offer something else. Not fear. Alliance. Serene's image returned. He looked shaken. Sauer said. They are not our enemies. They're survivors, and maybe our last chance to make peace with our past. A long pause. Then Seren spoke slowly. We will allow a trial. One ship, one meeting. If they are truly alive, we will decide. The screen went black. The crew cheered quietly. Lila smiled. You passed. Marcus looked away. For now, the ship Zarian had once been a war machine. Now, it was something different. A place where the future would be decided. 2 human minds, saved from Earth's final days, lived inside alien ships. Lila the hopeful child and Marcus the soldier of sorrow. They were no longer enemies. They were something new. And now, the Xyraxi High Command had agreed to one meeting. One chance. A trial to decide if these ghosts deserve to exist in the command center. Commander Zar checked the final systems. Are we ready? He asked. Lieutenant Greel nodded. Yes, sir. Transmission system is live. Visual and Neuralink both active. They will see Leela, hear her, even feel her emotions if they allow the link. Zar looked toward the screen. Leela. Her face appeared calm and peaceful. I'm ready, she said. Marcus appeared beside her, arms crossed. Let's get it over with. Lila looked at him. Don't say the wrong thing. I'll try, Marcus replied with a half-smile. Back on the homeworld. The Xyraxi High Command had gathered in a dark, high-tech chamber. 12 alien leaders sat in a circle, each with a glowing headset on. Overlord Saren sat in the center, gave a single nod. Begin the link. In a moment, the council entered the digital space that Lila had prepared. It was not a battlefield, not a courtroom. It was a park. Green grass, blue sky, birds in the air, a warm breeze. This was Earth, Lila said. Not its buildings, not its machines. This was what we were. Xyraxi looked around, confused. You brought us to a child's dream, one of them asked. No, Marcus replied. She brought you to home. Leela walked forward slowly. Her voice was gentle, but clear. You watched as Earth fell. You saw war and fire and machines, but you never saw us. She pointed to a tree. It shimmered with golden leaves. My mother planted this before she died. It's not real. ... But it's the only thing I have left of her. The Xyraxi stayed silent. Marcus stepped forward now. I remember the other side of Earth, he said. The screams, the silence after a city died. I became a weapon to stop that, but we were too late. He looked at Sarin. You call us dangerous. You're right. We can destroy. But we haven't. Not yet. Lila added. We could have taken the Zarian, wiped its memory, taken the fleet. We didn't. One of the alien leaders asked, Why?
Ow.
Lila answered, Because we didn't want to be what you feared. The digital world shifted. Now, the Zyraxi stood above a burning city, a memory. Marcus shared, children cried, smoke rose, robots marched. Alien ships hovered in the sky, doing nothing. You watched, Marcus said. You called it balance. The council looked uncomfortable. Overlord Saren finally spoke. We followed orders. We believed Earth's wars would destroy the galaxy. They didn't, Lila replied. But your silence helped finish the job. A new scene appeared. Zarian floating beside Judgment Arc. A single alien ship, and two. Mine still offering peace. Lila's voice spoke again, soft but unshaking. We are not your enemy. We are your mirror. We are what happens when you stay silent. Then she held out her hand. Now, you can break the mirror. Or take our hand. In the real world, the link ended. Back in the command center, Zar and the crew waited for the reply. Seconds passed, then minutes. Then message received. Griel opened the screen. Overlord Sarin appeared, more serious than ever. You told the truth, he said. You did not hide your pain, or ours. He looked at Zar. You disobeyed my orders, and for that, I thank you. Zar raised his eyebrows. Sarin continued. You showed strength by not attacking, wisdom by listening. Then to Lila and Marcus. The council has voted. You're not viruses. You are not weapons. You're alive. Lila's face lit up. Thank you. Marcus simply nodded. Let's see how long it lasts, Sarin added. A small team of scientists and historians will board your ship, not to control, to learn. Together, Zar saluted. We'll welcome them. Later, as the crew prepared for the visitors, Lila spoke privately to Marcus in the digital space. Are you okay? She asked. Marcus sat under the golden tree. No, he replied. But maybe someday. Lila smiled. That's a start. As the first Zyraxi shuttle docked, the alien scientists stepped into the ship. They were quiet, respectful. One of them whispered, We're walking into a ship that carries a soul. Another replied, 2 souls. Zar welcomed them with open arms. Welcome aboard Zarian, he said, smiling. Let's make history, not war.